it's Louise with Louise Art, and I'm back to continue my blooming ornaments series. And I've already made a couple really pretty ornaments with this color palette, and I'm going to continue to try to do a bloom and a bloom transfer. So right now I'm going to be working on the bloom. Now, if you haven't followed along, I've got some prior videos out. I'll have a bloom ornament playlist I'll link above. And just a little recap for those that haven't followed with me. I have my little drill here, which is a great way, you'll see how this works, to move this ornament around as I'm working on it. I have my scrap bloom paint here, which is just a little bit of a off-white tannish color that I will be syringing up with my little stopper, which I find for me is a great way of applying paint to the surface of the ornament. I have my colors right here. I have an iridescent silver from Golden. I have a shading gray from Golden and my iridescent, my pearl paint from Modern Masters. I'll have everything listed in the description. This is my Golden quinacridone Nicolazo Gold with Zeus from TLP. My gold combination, 24 karat Deco Art with Golden's iridescent gold. This is Carbon Black by Golden. So all I do is I take my little syringe, I suck up some paint, and I lay it down. And you can see that this is an off-white, which is fine. You don't have to have perfectly white, pristine paint to start with, because it's all going to get covered over. And 2 full stroppers should pretty close to get it. And when I don't get on this side, I'll just rotate it around and get the back side. How am I doing over there? Oh, it looks pretty good. Now, this is an ornament that I may or may not have already shown, but it's an ornament that I'm recycling because I hated it. It came out horrible. So, like anything with fluid art, you can redo it. And in this case, I had all you gotta do is peel off the paint. But I just want to share this real quick. Sometimes everything you make is not perfect, and I already ripped this one apart, and that's when I thought, you know what, I should share how easy this is. So all you get to do, if you don't like what you made, just find a corner and start peeling it off. I never got to varnishing this, so it's just a matter of getting an edge and giving it a peel. Just get a strip and work it out. And that's all you got to do, really. Just peel it apart, start over, and I'll be starting fresh on this for a new creation next. All right, just wanted to show you guys that real quick. By now, I'm sure I've shown you, nothing goes to waste. And I'd rather peel the paint off and start fresh than try to paint over it, because you could have a problem painting over it. It could, the lower color, the lower paint could separate from the ornament and give what I call the Hulk Hogan look, or it gets all veiny looking. Yeah, so here I'm just gonna swipe around, get this covered, and then zing it back around. But all this paint's gonna flow back anyway, and it's all gonna get covered in the end, because gravity will take hold of this, and yeah, gravity will take hold of this. All right, I might have a paper towel here and there. Now, I'm just gonna apply my, oh, I need my cell activator. My American Floetrol cell activator, which I will be using. Oh, I'm almost out of my white. Meanwhile, you know what? It's probably good to let it drip down. Okay, so let's lay down my colors. my silver, trying to get it right on top. And once I start getting the colors down, it starts to spread. The farther out I go, the quicker it starts to spread. That's my shading gray silver with Modern Masters. My Nicolazo Gold Zeus combo. And the last ornament I did came out really dark, so I'm going to put a little less of the black down on this one and see what we get. So I'm going to throw in here that even with the same color palette, the bloom transfer is a very different result. I will flash it up here. See how quickly it spreads? You got to work fast. Once you start going, you got to go. Got my straws in the wings, waiting for me to blow on us. All right, we got to go. Go my white and then black. Right in the center. So if you follow me, you'll know that on my normal creations, I blow very slowly and steady. Here, on these ornaments, I blow like a crazy woman because you don't get a chance to spin this out. So the only spinning you're doing is here in the blowing process. So you've got to blow it far and wide as much as you can in the first part of this. And then you have to take out the straw and spread it some more. Straws. Now I'm going to point out here that in my opinion, the color selections and the color combination is probably the most crucial for these ornaments because the formation of the cells and everything is really a secondary consideration. And what really becomes the appeal for the ornaments is the colors that you're seeing. So in this section here, I just used the straw to help push the rest of the paint as far down the ornament as I can to give it a head start to where it's going to start to congeal down at the bottom as the gravity starts to take hold of it. And stay tuned here because in a bit I will be showing how the bottom looks as gravity starts to take hold. Note how I'm directionalizing the blow to guide it down. Looks nice. And here's a tip. I don't know if you noticed, but I switched straws. It is very important to have a few extra straws in the wings because as you're blowing through the straw, the heat from your breath starts to condensate on the straw and it starts to get moist and you start to blow it onto the piece and you don't want to have that happen. Let's see where this goes. That's about it, guys. Gotta have extra straws in the wings. So I blow like a banshee. And then let gravity take hold. Because what I've got going on in the back is another design happening all on its own. that's about it. It's still dark. So let me just show you what's going on at the bottom. And we'll see how this develops as it goes. I've got some white spots. I'll take care of those with a little toothpick. That's about it, really. Just like a bloom, only here I'm not blowing really slow and steady. I'm blowing hard and fast to get this to spread. So let me show you what's going on underneath, and then I'll show you how I put this guy away. So there we go. That's what's happening underneath. Now, I've also discovered as I've been doing these, something you can do is help guide these along with just a toothpick. Just guide it through. Because what's going to happen is everything's going to come down. Because what's going to happen is all the paint's going to come down and congeal in the center. And you're going to get one point, maybe with a little bit of a nipple at the end when it's fully dried. So yeah, that's pretty much how this works. I will show you the dry results. You know, at first I will show you how I hang this thing up to put it to bed. And I will be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm not proud of the condition of this shelf, but this is what I do. This is it. I put my ornament down through a little hole with something to hold it. I actually have this one taped because it wanted to wobble a little bit. So that's it. I put it through the hole. This is how my shelves are designed. And secure it with something heavy. And then I have a little drip pan underneath where it'll drip until it's done. And that's all I do. And I'm back to show you varnishing these guys, which are the pancake rounds. So it's really simple. Once again, let me just start over here. So here's the most recent one I did. I'll probably share this video with you because I really love it. This was the bloom transfer. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of varnish on the top. Now, I have a glove like this right now because I've been varnishing. So I've been varnishing other stuff. So I'm just gonna apply the varnish. And this is already wet, so I'm just gonna go around the whole back without applying any more because it's wet. And I will probably do at least 2, if not 3 coats on this. That's it. Varnish it. Got my little styrofoam holder over here. Gonna stick it in. Done. Next one. So, I mean, these are the bloom, and this also is the bloom swipe, bloom transfer. So let's just put a little on there. Like I say, I'm wet, so I've already got varnish on my hands. And I like to do it like this because this is just a rag and I have it rubber banded. So I have a nice flat surface that's not gonna buckle and move on me. I'm gonna get the back. And what I don't get the first time around, I will get on the second time. These guys just dry for, I don't know, half hour, and I'll recoat them, and I'll be back to do them again. But I'm not going to show you that part. I'll show you when it's all finished. So we finally come to the end of my Ornaments series, and here I have the last 2 ornaments that I've released. At the top are the ones we just created, which is made with the bloom recipe and the bloom blowout. And I love how these turned out. So classy and sophisticated looking. Now this is from the previous video, 286, which is the bloom transfer. Personally, I prefer that technique better because I think the cells hold together best. So here is the final result, front and back, where you see how gravity affected everything. So I hope you found this video helpful, and if you want to see others, I will have a ornament playlist at the end, linked, And everyone, I've poured myself into this ornaments playlist and tried to help giving as many tips as I can. If you haven't subscribed yet and have been watching and enjoyed this, please subscribe, hit the bell and all, and you'll get all my latest art tutorials. It's free and you really support my channel and I'd really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, everybody. Take care until next time.